There's a lot of hype amongst the retro gaming community for a new game called Lunistice, which is effectively a modern game that would fit right at home in the 32-bit era of gaming. What I would often hear from people who had played it is it was basically what a Sega Saturn Sonic would have been if we had gotten Sonic Extreme back in the day. You can tell that the developers over at A Grumpy Fox clearly have a strong love for that era and want to make a franchise that shows just how great it was back then. So the question that I'm here to try and answer today is, does Lunistice live up to that era and possibly exceed it, or is it another tried and true collectathon that doesn't rock the boat enough? Let's find out. The story of Lunistice is told in what modern gamers would consider unconventional, while older generational gamers will find that to be on par for the 32-bit era, as you only get a very brief glimpses of the story from various documents that you find within the game. This makes it very simplistic, but it also leaves a lot of room to interpretation and doesn't do too much to overshadow its literal simplicity, if that makes any sense. You are the Tanuki Hana, who is a kunoichi, and that's about as much as you need to know. When it comes to the gameplay, the game is incredibly enjoyable and is easy to pick up and play. You can move about using the left analog while using the right analog to move the camera about. The game only really uses 3 buttons, which are A for jump, Y for your spin attack, and B being used to walk instead of run. And what's also of note is all of these buttons are mapped to the shoulder buttons. The general gist of the gameplay is you running through each zone to get to the end as fast as you can, while also trying to collect the hidden letters to spell out Hana. That allows you to access a special item that you can gain if you go past the end level section. Because the game is very much focused on the platforming and encourages exploration, I don't really see a lot of the comparisons to Sonic beyond the way that the levels open up with the zone graphic, as the game to me plays more like an amalgamation of Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter meets Rayman in a way, as you never reach the speed of Sonic in any shape or form. You will need to run, jump, and spin attack your way through numerous zones with a few simplistic enemies that are often in the way and easily disposed of, with the biggest challenge being that you need to perfect the platforming by way of the double jump into the spin attack that nets you a 3rd jump. Aside from collecting the letters to spell Hana, you can collect origami cranes that add to your end level score and ranking, with S rank being the highest that you can get. The levels are very straightforward A to B affairs, with there being a few diversion points of which will lead you to the letters and then will bring you back to the main course track. The game isn't very long and can be beaten within 5 hours, and is at such a good price that, regardless of if you play it on PC or on the Nintendo Switch, is great for all ages. I played this on a PC and on Steam Deck, and the game ran super smooth. The game's visuals works perfectly for this style of game, and honestly, if this came out in 1995 or 96 for the Sega Saturn, then it would have been a major hit. The soundtrack of this game hits that Klonoa and Sonic feel, and just fires on all the right cylinders. So, is Lunistice worth your time and money? I definitely think that it is, and is definitely one of the surprise hits and releases of the year, and it's a great pickup for your Nintendo Switch or Steam Deck.